All right, people, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to read an amazing history lesson out of the Bible. 1 Kings chapter 22. And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said unto his servants, Know you that Ramoth and Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria? And he said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. Listen closely. I pray thee at the word of the Lord today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. Many will come to me in that faithful day and say, Lord, Lord, haven't I prophesied in your name? Haven't I did this and that in your name? But I say, Depart from me, you that work iniquity. So he hearkened to these 400 prophets. Right? But when somebody must have felt something right. And Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides? One of them was like, Is there not here a prophet of the Lord? Wow. Check that out. He's like, something ain't right here. Jehoshaphat. Now remember, guess who's the king of Israel? Ahab. Who was Ahab's wife? Jezebel. What was Jezebel? A witch, sorceress, all kind of things. You can't have one without the other. So Ahab is already like being lied to. How do you know Ahab like being lied to? You remember he wanted to purchase somebody's land, and then he went crying to his wife, Baby, he wouldn't give me his land. His wife was like, Don't worry about it, I got you, baby. And she wrote a false decree against the man and had him killed. And then he's like, What are you weeping for? The man is dead. You're like, Okay, baby, thank you. Thank you. And Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides that we might inquire of him? Now watch this was said. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Ahab said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. So he actually knew a man that would tell the truth, but he didn't want to listen to that man. But I hate him. It looked like Jehoshaphat was testing the spirits right then. Is there not another man around here, the Lord here? And then the thing about it is, Ahab knew who the man of God was, knew who the truth-saying man was, but he still wanted the 400. He went to the 400 first. Oh, I ain't finished yet. And that's how a lot of people do. When you are a man or a woman of God and people know God, the Spirit of truth, they don't want to hear you for advice. I done heard some people say, I'd never listen to you. Oh. Glory be to God. Maybe you don't mean me no good. Now watch what he says. Now check this out. How he talks about the man of God. But I hate him, for he does not prophesy good concerning me. Let's put it this way. A prophet is not supposed to just prophesy good for you. A prophet prophesies what the Lord wants him to tell you. But evil. Let's put it this way. If the Lord has pronounced evil on you, that's what's supposed to come out of your mouth. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. Look at Jehoshaphat like, hey man, you better. The Bible says, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. Hey man, hey. Let not the king say so now. Watch your mouth. I know you the king. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, hasten hither Micaiah, the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And now all the prophets prophesied before them. All the lying prophets prophesied before them. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. And Zedekiah, the son of Chenaanah, made him horns of iron, and he said, thus saith the Lord, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. Basically said, the Lord said, and all the prophets prophesied so saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper. Look at all these prosperity preachers probably running and high right now. You going to be blessed beyond measure. For the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hands. And that messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold, now the words of the prophet declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. You know, a lot of people don't like to hear. They want to hear what they want, not what they need. And they'll get wicked counselors that will heap up for themselves teachers, having itches and ears, forever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Right? You have one man of God there, or one woman of God telling them, hey, I wouldn't do this. And that one person told them the truth. Right? Just think of it in regards to your life right now. And then they'll start calling other people, what you think I should do? Well, that one person said, don't do it. But I called 12 people and they said, do it. What I said, misery loves company. I called 12 people. They said, leave your husband. I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to listen to the voice of charmers. I'm not going to listen to the one that says, stay home with your husband or stay home with your wife. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to listen to them because there's a bunch of them. And you know, more is better when you want knowledge and you want the truth, right? That's what you think. Behold, now the words of the prophet declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. Now watch Micah. He's a asshole right now. Check this out. And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that will I speak. So he came to the king, and the king said unto Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle? Or shall we forbear? Now watch this. Watch Micaiah being a smart aleck. And he said, go and prosper. For the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. I know you're like, well, why would Micaiah lie? I ain't finished yet. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? He didn't tell that to the other ones. Why did he all of a sudden, he know that Micaiah was lying? But he also knew that Micaiah was going to tell him the truth. He said, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? And he said, I saw Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. Let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. Look at the word. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? Basically what Micaiah is saying is, don't go to war. Go home in peace. That's good news. But not if you want to win a battle. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, I'm going to go through and tear these folks apart. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven. We fight not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness well in high places. And all the host of heaven. How do you know that? There was one time when the Lord met with the sons of God, and Satan was there. Take my servant Job. Oh. So they communicate? Yes. And all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, now listen to this. Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Why would the Lord do that? Well, the Lord had already pronounced judgment against Ahab for all the wickedness he did, him and his wife. So Ahab was already doomed. Even though Ahab repented and the Lord forgave him, what he had pronounced against him is still going to come. So one thing you're going to realize is the enemy cannot do anything unless he gets the go-ahead to God. But the thing is, the only way you can be seduced by the evil spirits that God gives the go-ahead to, unless God allowed it. Because of disobedience or rebellion or whatever the case may be. Or if you're a man of God, God can still let the devil attack you, but if you're a man of God, it's not going to affect you. Job, he had 4 seducing spirits messing with him. 3 of his friends and his wife cursed God and died. But he wouldn't listen to none of them. He argued with them tooth and nail for 30 chapters. Because he wasn't hearing nothing they had to say. And God told his 3 friends, hey, you didn't speak the right things about me like my servant Job had. Go to Job and have him pray for you. The man you've been dogging for 30 chapters. Go have him pray for you. Unless I deal with you after your folly. So it was 4 against 1. And Job stood his ground. He couldn't be seduced. He couldn't be tricked. You a bad man. No, I'm not. You robbed the poor sometimes. You did this. You the accuser. But they was attacking the righteous man. Because they weren't. They were evil. So they attacked Job. Here it is. Ahab, evil, attacking Micaiah. Now listen close. Let's read it again. And he said, hear thou, therefore, the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of the heavens by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this matter, and another said on this matter. And there came forth a spirit, and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. It wasn't the Holy Spirit. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets, all his counselors that he trusted in. Think about that now. A lot of y'all got wicked counselors, and they under the flow of an evil spirit. And you like listening to them. You like listening to lies and stuff. So they lie to you, and they allowed to do it through God, because you hearken to lies. So, since you want to hearken to lies, I'm going to give you over to your vile passions. I'm going to give you over to your vile affections. And I'm going to send you some help. And this ain't the Holy Spirit. It's going to be that same seducing spirit that you want to listen to. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and he shall also go forth and do so. Now, therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. Now, he had already spoken evil concerning Ahab. But Zedekiah, the son of Chenaanah, went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek and said, this ain't funny, but it is. Lord, forgive me. Look how people treat men of God. He went and slapped him like, what did the five fingers say to the face? Smack! Which way went the Spirit of the Lord from me to speak unto thee? Trying to be a smart aleck with the Lord's prophet. And Micah said, behold, thou shalt see in that day, when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the king of Israel said, take Micaiah and carry him back into Ammon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the king's son, and say, thus saith the king, put this fellow in the prison, and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction until I come in peace. And Micaiah said, if thou return at all at peace, the Lord have not spoken by me. If you come back in peace, I'm a liar, and God is a liar too. I'm lying. God ain't working through me. That's basically what he's saying. And he said, hearken, O people, every one of you. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, went up to Ramoth Gilead. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, I would disguise myself. So Ahab, like, I'm gonna hide, I'm gonna cover myself up. I will disguise myself and enter into the battle. But put down thy robes. And the king of Israel disguised himself and went into the battle. But the king of Syria commanded his 32 captains that had rule over his chariots, saying, fight neither with small nor great, save only with the king of Israel. No hiding when God has pronounced judgment against you. And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat, that they said, surely it is the king of Israel. And they turned aside to fight against him, and Jehoshaphat cried out. And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots perceived that it was not Ahab, the king of Israel, that they turned back from pursuing him. Because Jehoshaphat wasn't the one who the prophecy was against. And a certain man drew a bow at venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness. I already listened to them 400. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, turn thine hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded. And the battle increased that day, and the king was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians and died at even. And the blood ran out of the wound into the midst of the chariot. Let me pause now. We'll continue right there.